What's up? Black men need to make healthy eating a part of their culture. Now, before I get into the video, I do have a school community that I made for us black men, for us to come together and really have good conversations, share our wins, share our journeys, and really just help each other elevate and build each other up as individuals and just as a community coming together. So if you're interested in that, the link for that will be in the comments of this video, the description of this video. And if you click on my channel in the bio section, you'll see the link for it right there. Click on that, check that out. Back to the video. Now, I think that healthy eating is should be so prioritized in the black community that it needs to be a part of our culture. But I think that the only way for it to be a part of our culture is it to be produced really by the media, really for us to eat healthier, which we know is not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen. But I think that the practical steps to make to get this a part of our culture is to start with yourself. Start eating healthier, because let me give you guys an example. I'm a person that really has started to eat a lot healthier in my life the past couple weeks. And I've always been preaching about being healthier to my the people who around me and stuff, right? And whenever I'm at my whenever I'm around my parents and stuff, and I always talk about it, about eating healthier, and then they start to see me eat healthier. You know, when you're doing something and you're always talking about it and you start doing it and people see that, people it ignites a change in other people who know that what you're doing is right and they should be doing it too. So it's just one of those things where when you change, you start to see a little change in other people. And once I started eating right, my mom, my dad, my brother, they all was pushing to eat healthier because I really started that. I started that, right? I started us really starting to care about how we eat and how it's important what we eat, and we have to have good eating habits, because I didn't grow up having good eating habits at all. It was always fried chicken, Coca-Cola, fried food, pork chops, pig feet. I grew up eating like that southern type of food, soul food a lot, right? And that's not always the healthiest for you. And I really had to go and dive in deep to being a person that wants to eat healthier. And I feel like that energy gets put on other people when you're doing something right and you're about what you said you were about. That really touches your environment, and they can see that. And I think that's something that's very powerful, and I think that's a good first step for us, for those men who really want to be healthier. You know, even if you live on your own, or even if you are not around too many people that much, it's still important for you to do it and for you to talk about it, and to tell the younger generation, but also just people you're around, that it's important for you to eat right, because that's gonna be a play a major role in you feeling good about yourself as a person, and you just taking care of your physical health. But I think that for us to have like big change on a global scale is to have, like I said, like black men come together and we talk about these things. We educate each other on these things. We have plans and structures on what we need to do. And I think that that's something that I'm trying to make in my life right now. What's the best diet for me? I'm just starting to get into like intermittent fasting and stuff. And all these things just need to be a part of our culture, because you rarely see things in black culture that help you, that like clearly, definitively, it's going to help you in life. Most of the things we see pushed out on the media, most of the things we see on this in our culture, it's so blurry to see what's good for you. It's almost nothing is really good for you. I think we've done a lot of good things over the history, but it's so many things. Like, what can you take from it, from a regular person who who's seeing all of this? What can you take from it, right? A lot of us, we can only take the music, and a lot of times our culture is so heavily influenced with the music, and then you listen to the music, it's like we're not helping each other, talking about being promiscuous, shooting people, killing people, um we're really not helping each other with music like that, right? And those are the people they try to use as mascots and puppets. They act like they're leaders in the black community because they're not leaders. Those are not leaders in the black community, right? Those are not people that you actually need to listen to as far as um how our culture needs to go, because those people are really, you know, bringing our culture down because it's reinforcing the mentality to hurt yourself. So I think that if we had a rapper who talked about eat healthy, or we had a somebody who really was about, you know, us changing that in our culture, we'll see a lot of improvement. But it doesn't always take a person being famous. A lot of times it takes movements. It takes movements. And I think that I want to create a movement, and at the very least I want to be a part of a movement where it talks about eating healthier, black people coming together, and that's just an aspect that a lot of times is overlooked, or a lot of black men, we don't care about that, because it's unbelievable how many how many black men you will see that's really out of shape. You will see some black men who are in shape, you know, but a lot of times you see a lot of black men who are out of shape, or they just don't care about their health at all. Because now let me say this: just because you're not fat does not mean you're healthy. And I'm a person that's been skinny my entire life, and I know for a fact that being skinny does not mean healthy at all, right? You might be healthier if you're skinny, right? But you're not healthy just because you're skinny. And that's something that's, I'm not just talking about being overweight. I'm just talking about not eating right. That's the important thing. And that's something that we have to understand, that it's going to be so crucial for us in our elevation, in our rising as black people, that it's just gonna be reinforcing, you know, us helping ourselves and us feeding ourselves things that make us healthier, stronger, and even mentally, right? Because this is things that I really think about on a deeper level. Because imagine if you eat right, right? And then you have a child. Imagine how beautiful it would be for you to have a child, for you to have a younger person that you're raising up, and you're teaching them healthy eating habits so that they never get addicted, so that they never have problems when it comes to their health like that. Not saying it could still be problems, but control what you can control, right? And so just imagine how beautiful that would be for you to raise your child eating, you know, um, whole food their entire life, and imagine like they eat healthy all the way up until they're 17, 18 years old. And then once they get older, they're just going to choose to eat healthier because they already have that habit built, and they don't even know what it's like to drink soda. They don't even know what it's like to eat junk food, right? Imagine just how beautiful that would be. And I think that whenever God blesses me with kids, I'm going to make sure that I do that, and that I have a wife who sees what I see and has the same mentality I have as far as our kids eating healthier. But what that takes is me eating healthy as a man. I have to eat healthy right now, right? And imagine just the generations down, and then your whole bloodline eat healthy because we taught each other how to eat healthy. And then I would say you probably start having kids, and those kids gonna come out naturally healthier, right? Because that's like epigenetics, epigenetics, whatever it is. I think I can't pronounce it quite right, but it's basically where how our environment is going to change our DNA over time. And so, and how our environment and what we do to ourselves changes our DNA over time. So, just imagine how real, like how powerful that really is. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.